What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this hat because I really like it. This is my rambling series, my vlogging series, in which I talk about life, the universe, and everything around us. It's particularly interesting to me. Here's what's particularly interesting to me this week: the holidays, the stress that comes along with the holidays. I want to talk about the YouTube channel a little bit. And I want to talk about myself a little bit, as I tend to do in these vlogging series. But let's start off talking about holiday stress. This time of year, do you get stressed? Now, there is such a thing called seasonal affective disorder or something to that effect. I think this was SAD. Where when it gets dark and cold, like it is in the United States right now, people can become sad and a little frustrated and depressed and stressed. I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about all the stress that goes into putting a Christmas or a Hanukkah or a Kwanzaa or a winter solstice together, whatever it is you celebrate. Or summer solstice, for my friends out in Australia. As I learned last week, they're really mad at me for forgetting them. Whatever it is you choose to celebrate. A lot of work can go into that. People don't really think about that when they're growing up, when they're teenagers or they're young. A lot of stuff goes into building a Christmas. You know, there's a lot of decorating that needs to be done, and that can be pretty fun. There's a lot of family time, and that can be fun, but it can also be stressful. There's a lot of extra work that needs to be done. Maybe it's work to buy extra presents, or maybe it's mandatory overtime for your job, or maybe it's something along that lines. But all of that stuff can add up to stress. And I'm curious, are you affected by stress this time of year? And if so, how do you deal with it? Because I got to tell you something, historically, I have dealt with specifically holiday stress, but almost all types of stress with food, right? I would overeat during the holidays. The cookies and the candies and the chocolates and the candy canes and all that stuff. I would hit it like you can't even imagine. I would just eat. It was one of the worst times of the year for my eating issues. Well, this year, thanks to Diamond Dallas Page, I have been doing better than I've ever done. And I'm proud to report that this holiday season is the first holiday season in my life that I have not gained weight so far. And in fact, I've actually lost 1 pound since Thanksgiving. That is incredible for me. I'm so proud of myself. You may not be. You're like, Boogie, because you lost 700 pounds in the last week. I know. I'm proud of that. I'm very happy with that. Specifically since they've taken me off my testosterone and some other issues, some other health issues. So we'll talk about that later. But what I've been trying to do to deal with the stress instead is double down on working. So I've been making 5 or 6 videos a week. I've been talking to different people about collaborations. I've been talking to people about potential sponsored videos here and there. And then I've been streaming a lot, like 4 hours or 3 hours a night since World of Warcraft came out, 3 or 4 nights a week. And that's been another way of dealing with it. And of course, then when I'm not in front of a camera, I've been doing a lot of Smash Brothers or hanging out with my friends. I've tried to play some Magic, but I really have not had the time to go physically play the card game itself. But I played a little bit on my tablet, that kind of thing. But I've doubled down on my other addiction besides food, which is gaming. And it's been okay. And I'm curious if that's what you do. If so, what games have you been playing? Because I've been playing a lot of stuff that it's easy to jump in and out of. So I can go right back to work, or right back to streaming, or right back to whatever, or right back to just doing stuff. Because that's the thing. I have to find a substitute for food in my life that helps me work around the stress. I really think I do. But it's been a great Christmas so far. Now, my wife is also very stressed. She works for the home office of Walmart, like Walmart.com, I think. And she is doing overtime there, mandatory overtime, and she loves her job. She loves the people she works with, but she's doing so much extra work that it's hard for her to find the things in the time of the day to do the things that she wants to do for herself. One of the things we've wanted to do is create a classic Francis Christmas video, which we haven't really been able to do. And I've been making some other Christmas videos, but we haven't got to do the big Francis Rage. We haven't got to do the big Francis maybe gift, happy about a gift. That's coming. I promise you. I've heard your requests. I've heard you say you want it. We're going to make it happen. I promise you we will make it happen before Christmas. I am not going to let you down. But that's where YouTube can be a little bit stressful. And I'm not going to say that YouTube is a hard job. It is not. It is the easiest job I've ever had. And I think compared to most jobs, it's fairly easy. It can be very time consuming though. And it can be very stressful, especially this time of year, because it's all a numbers game. If you do the right thing, your views are up. You do the wrong thing, views are down. Views are more important than ever. a lot of the reasons that I'm stressed is because I want to make content you guys super really enjoy, because I know how stressful it can be. And so some of my favorite YouTubers that I'm watching pretty regularly right now, Rhett and Link, Jack Films, I never miss Dan Bull. I've been watching a lot of the Magic the Gathering guys like MTG Headquarters, that kind of thing. Excuse me. I'm still fighting off that con crud. YouTubers have been pivotal to making my season bright, you know? And they've really been filling me up with holiday cheer. And so I want to do that for you guys. I want to create videos that are going to make you feel good and make you happy. And it's all about trying to find that right blend of content that makes as many people happy as possible. Because a wise man once said, you can't make everybody happy and you're a fool if you try, right? You can't please all the people, and only a fool would try. But I try to please as many as I can, because I'm stupid. In part because I want my views and my subs and everything else to grow, because I want to be as successful on YouTube as I can be, but most importantly in terms of making your day a little better and a little brighter, especially when it's so cold and so dark outside and everything is so stressful. So I promise you that YouTube rage is coming. If that's something you're counting on, I promise you it is. If not, I'm still going to be making videos 5-6 days a week. In fact, I'm making some videos between those videos so that you have something to watch after Christmas when we're traveling. Because that's one of my favorite things that's coming up. Is Christmas to me was not that great growing up. In fact, it was kind of crappy. And I'm not going to poor pity me or hear. People hate it when I talk about this stuff, so I'm not going to talk about it. But as an adult, we get to travel home and see my new in-laws, which is my wife's, a family, obviously. My family, too, now that we're married. And they're some of my favorite people in the world. And I'm just so excited to go home and so excited to see them. And that's coming up. So it's all worth the work to get to that point. And I bet you feel the same way about your family. Whoever you're working extra hours to buy that right present for, or whoever you're flying home to see, or whoever you're coming to home at night, or whoever you're hoping to meet down the future, and you're working every day to make yourself a better person of you for when you meet that person. I think that's what the holidays is really all about, right? Bonding together and just making the best of the cold, dark season. Or if you're in Australia, the hot, sweaty season. I forgot the Australians last time I made a rambling video. They get really mad at me. I love you guys. I really do. But otherwise, it's a great Christmas, and I'm really enjoying it. I was stressed. We're all stressed. But it's nice. It's wonderful. I got Santa eating my head. How can you not like that? I like it. Oh, one more thing. I have a quick shout out to do this week. The folks over at Razer actually sent me a Christmas present. Now, if you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been complaining about my audio and microphones lately. They decided to send me one of their new microphones. I think this is the Razer Siren. I don't know if you noticed a difference in the audio for this video, whether it was better or worse. That's entirely up to you. But this video was actually recorded in a completely different microphone, and this was sent as a Christmas present from the guys over at Razer. So I thought I'd just say thank you to them in the video for the gift. I think it's super cool that they did that. I'm enjoying the microphone so far. If you're looking for a plug-and-play USB microphone, this might be the one you're looking for, or it might not be. It's entirely up to you guys. That's not a sponsorship thing or anything like that. It's entirely up to you. But hey, let's make that the keyword for the week. Use the word present in your comment below. Maybe there's a present you want. Maybe there's a present you got for somebody else. And if you do, I'll know you made it all the way to the end of this, almost, 9.5 minute video. Hey, man, I'm chatty. I'm chatty this time of year when I'm stressed. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks as always for watching. I'll speak with you soon. Happy holidays.